Ever have one of those days where everything just feels perfect? The sun was shining, birds singing, and I was Erin Kinsey, soaking it all in. I sat on my porch, guitar in hand, feeling like the world was on pause. It was one of those rare golden moments you wish could last forever. But then, the air shifted. The stillness turned heavy, almost electric. The birds went silent, every single one. That was my first clue. I looked up and spotted a faint smudge of gray on the horizon. It was subtle, easy to miss, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was coming. The peaceful day suddenly felt fragile, like it could shatter at any second. My senses were on high alert. The sky, once a perfect blue, now had a hint of something brewing. I set my guitar down, heart thumping. The quiet was no longer comforting. It was tense, expectant. It's wild how fast things can change. One moment you're lost in a song, the next you're bracing for the unknown. That little shift in the air, it was the start of something big. I didn't know it yet, but my perfect day was about to turn into the most thrilling 7 minutes of my life. Sometimes the calm is just the opening act, and when nature decides to take the stage, you'd better be ready. I took a deep breath, watching that gray smudge grow. The world was holding its breath, and so was I. The adventure was about to begin. I just hoped I was ready for it. That tiny gray smudge, it exploded into a wall of storm clouds in minutes. The sky darkened, swallowing the sun and turning everything to shadow. The temperature dropped, goosebumps prickling my skin. The wind picked up, first playful, then wild, trees bending, leaves swirling. It was like the world had flipped a switch from summer to storm. I knew I should go inside, but I couldn't look away. The clouds churned, boiling with energy, painting the sky in angry shades of gray. The air was thick, buzzing with electricity and the promise of rain. Every sound faded, replaced by the roar of wind and the creak of trees. I felt tiny, standing on my porch, watching nature flex its muscles. The peaceful afternoon was gone, replaced by raw, untamed power. It was terrifying and beautiful. I was witnessing a masterpiece in motion, and I couldn't tear myself away. The storm was coming fast, and I was right in its path. My heart pounded, but I stayed put. Sometimes you just have to watch the show, and this one was just getting started. Suddenly, the sky split open with a blinding flash. For a heartbeat, everything was white. Every leaf, every blade of grass, frozen in time. Silence hung in the air, thick and electric. I counted, 1 Mississippi, 2, then boom! Thunder crashed, shaking the house and rattling my bones. It wasn't just sound, it was a force you could feel. My heart leapt, fear and excitement mixing in my chest. That first thunderclap was the starting gun. The storm had arrived, and it wasn't holding back. Lightning and thunder traded blows, each more intense than the last. I was scared, but I couldn't look away. Nature was putting on a show, and I had a front row seat. The thrill was undeniable, and the real chaos was just beginning. The rain hit like a tidal wave. No gentle start, just instant downpour. Water hammered the roof and ground, wind whipping it sideways. The world outside blurred into a wild, roaring mess. Lightning flashed nonstop, painting the sky in jagged white and purple. Thunder rolled and cracked, sometimes a deep growl, sometimes a sharp explosion. I huddled on my porch, soaked by the mist, heart racing. It was overwhelming. Sound, light, wind, and rain all at once. Time warped. Minutes felt like seconds and hours. I laughed, caught up in the madness and beauty of it all. Every flash, every rumble was a reminder of nature's power. I felt small, but more alive than ever. The storm was a symphony of chaos, and I was part of it. For 7 minutes, the world was wild and unstoppable. Then just as quickly, it began to ease. The intensity faded, but the memory burned bright. I'd never felt anything like it. My porch became the best seat in the house, close enough to feel the storm, safe enough to watch. Lightning lit up the clouds, revealing their swirling depths. Each bolt was a fleeting masterpiece, gone in a blink. I watched, awestruck, as thunder echoed through the neighborhood. In one flash, I saw a tiny sparrow clinging to a branch, holding on through the chaos. That image stuck with me. Fragile life enduring the storm. My fear faded, replaced by wonder. This wasn't just a storm, it was nature's raw honesty. It wasn't angry, just powerful, doing what it does. I felt lucky to witness it up close. The storm was wild, beautiful, and real. My porch gave me a front row seat to something unforgettable, and I was grateful for every second. 7 minutes in a thunderstorm can teach you a lot. First, we're not as in control as we think. Nature reminds us we're just a small part of something bigger. It's humbling and freeing. I learned that fear and beauty can exist together. Thunderstorms always scared me, but up close I saw their artistry. Sometimes you have to face your fears to see their beauty. The storm showed me I'm braver than I thought. I could have run inside, but I stayed and experienced it all. The best moments often wait just outside your comfort zone. That storm gave me confidence. If I can face that, what else can I do? I also learned to appreciate the calm. The peace after the storm felt deeper, more meaningful. The world was fresh, the air clean, the birds singing sweeter. Storms reset everything, making the quiet even more precious. After chaos, peace feels earned, and that's a lesson I'll never forget. Sometimes you need the storm to truly appreciate the calm. Just as quickly as it began, the storm was gone. The rain faded, the sun broke through, and the world sparkled. A rainbow arched across the sky, a promise after the chaos. I stood on my porch, guitar in hand, feeling inspired and alive. That 7-minute storm was more than weather. It was an experience, a story, a song waiting to be written. It reminded me that beauty isn't just in the calm, but in the wild, powerful moments too. Sometimes you have to look up, face the storm, and let yourself be amazed. Next time you see dark clouds, don't hide. Find a safe spot and watch. You might be scared, but you might also witness something incredible. Nature's chaos can teach you about the world and about yourself. You might just have your own unforgettable adventure. And trust me, it's a ride you won't want to miss. The storm passed, but its lessons stayed with me. Life's best moments are often the wildest. And sometimes, all you need is 7 minutes to change everything.